Well, hey there, folks. Day 2 of the 30 days of meditation. We'll wait for a few of you to join in. I know some of you have been waiting for the live meditation. How's your meditation going? Let's see. Well, today the moon is in Aries, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And whenever, as you may or may not be familiar with astrology, uh, the way that the moon moves, the moon changes zodiac signs every 2.5 days. So, as you know, there are 12 signs of the zodiac. And Aries is the start of the spring, March 21st. And it's a good time to initiate new projects, to start new plans, and to begin new adventures. Because, there is a force to life. There is a movement to nature and to all the cycles of nature. So I am a big proponent of astrology because astrology is nature. The cycles of life, the cycles of nature. Life is a cycle. It's a circle. And so when we time ourselves with the cycles of nature, that's true wisdom. Because who are we? We're just personalities here, identities. And we have a very limited amount of power unless we connect with the larger cosmos. When we connect with our true nature, which is truly connected to all of life, then we gain our true power. Power is not in our individual bodies. It's when we connect to the larger body of life. And so I'm an avid follower of astrology, especially the moon sign. Because the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, you can truly feel when there is a shift. And so every 2.5 days, there's a shift in the moon sign. And when the moon shifts to a new sign, you can feel it. So, not to get too much into astrology, but it's very real. And you can feel it. When you become more sensitive, which you will become when you begin to meditate, and you open yourself up to feeling energies, to sensing energies, then you will begin to notice more things about life, more of the subtle energies that are taking place. Sometimes you just don't feel good. Why is that? Sometimes you feel great for no reason. Why is that? Well, chances are you should check in with astrology, because astrology will normally will give you a clue. Astrology is a way to decode energetic signatures, energies that are taking place and constantly moving. We live in a world of change. In this dimension, there's only one thing you can rely on in this world, and that is change, of course. We change, life changes. You can ensure that things will change. But there is one thing that doesn't change, and that's what we seek to find in our meditation. The true esoteric purpose of meditation is to seek the eternal, unchanging one. All of life is one, and yet we see its myriad forms manifested in creation. But the truth of the sages, the wisdom of the enlightened, will tell you that there is only one thing, one being. And maybe there isn't even one. Maybe there's None. And not just because it rhymes, although rhyming is fun. Rhyming, timing, designing. So it's good to design your life around wisdom and to know the wisdom of the cycles of life. To know when to say when. To know when it'll be a good day to do things, or maybe a good day to just chill and hang out and maybe not push it so hard. But I can tell you one thing, Aries is a great day to push it, because Aries is a sign of fire. And it's fire that is the element of transformation. And that's what we seek to do here with our meditation, is transform. You know, I see a lot of people talking about meditation, and there are a lot of meditation coaches out there, and they're all good. But to me, meditation is a process of change. It's a process of transformation. If you're not changing with your meditation practice, if you're not transforming into a better, more improved, happier, more balanced, calmer version of yourself, then what are you doing with your meditation practice? Sure, if you have a meditation practice, you should have good side effects of reduction in anxiety, of reduction in stress. But the true esoteric purpose of meditation is change, is transformation. And the beginning of the transformation and the change is the deconditioning that takes place within the mind. You know, when we're born, we're a pure soul. We're not imprinted, and we don't have an identity. We don't have all the conditioning that we accrue and we accumulate in life. And as we get older and as we are imprinted and informed by all the cultural indoctrinations, society's ideas of what's life about, what's a woman supposed to be, what's a man supposed to be, and all these ideas, they begin to imprint us. We're given a name, we're given an identity. But these are all just illusions. I must tell you the truth, my friend. I can only tell you what I know from experience. And the truth is that, you know, the Buddha had it right. Life is an illusion. Now, there are realities that are more real, but think about it this way. If something changes frequently, can you rely on it? No. What can you rely on? There has to be an unchanging source of all existence somewhere that makes this all happen. Some call it God, some call it the source, some call it enlightenment. It doesn't matter what you call it, but there is some unchanging, unbounded, limitless force within the universe that creates, sustains all things, and all things return to it, and all things come from it. And without getting too far into esoteric philosophies about what God is and what enlightenment is, I can assure you that the path to finding out the truth is meditation. So meditation to me has always been a process of finding the truth, finding what's real. And the only way to do that is to get beyond what's not real. And what's not real is the illusions, the thoughts, the identity that we've been given, the identity that we've been accumulating and creating, the memories. You know, even our dreams are illusions. Although it's good to have a dream, it's good to have a purpose in life, because, you know, why are we here? You know, why are we here? Why did we incarnate? You know, I believe in reincarnation. I don't know about you, but it's a very popular philosophy within Buddhism. I don't consider myself a Buddhist or in anything. I prefer to remain undefined because definitions and words and languages are mere illusions that we seek to go beyond in our meditation practice. So, but we're full of definitions, languages, thoughts, and illusions. So, seems to be an issue here, Rob. Well, there is an issue. And this is why we seek meditation, to get beyond all of these illusions of the mind so that we can find that center, that reality, because we are part of nature. As human beings, we sometimes look at ourselves as separate from nature. But this body, this life, whatever your belief is about creation and how humans came to be, and I've got my opinions on it. I'll keep them to myself for now. But the reality is that we're part of life. We're not separate from life. The illusion seems to be that we're separate because we have this body, because we have this ability to see other and see difference and see the separation between physical items and all the different things that seem to be separate. How can it all be one, Rob? That's just ridiculous, right? Well, it might be ridiculous unless you can see into multi-dimensional reality. One of the benefits of meditation is that it will restore. If you're doing a proper meditation, it will restore your ability, your sovereign birthright as a human to be open up to various perceptual realities, multi-dimensional realities, to be able to see into different dimensions. We're conditioned to be focused solely on the body. We're conditioned to be focused in the senses. And it's due to our habitual ritual, cycles of life. Every single moment we are looking at our phones, flipping through Facebook. I'm guilty of it too. Because, it's fun. It's fun to connect with others. I think we do truly seek connection and community. And this seeking of this desire to connect with others, there's a esoteric reason behind that. Because we've been conditioned to feel separate, because we have this body and we see that there are other bodies, we seek to connect with others. Well, the true meaning of meditation is union. We feel this separation, and it's the impetus for our seeking of something that's connected. What are we truly connected to? And so we seek answers. We seek the truth. We go on a journey of seeking in life. And some of us find meditation, because meditation is been shown by many masters over the millennia, and countless, timeless time, that meditation is the pathway to finding the truth. The truth is, they say the truth is within you. Within what? Within my body, within my mind, within my soul, within what? Well, when you deal with multidimensional reality, it's helpful to know that you can't reference multidimensional reality from the third dimension. Well, what do I mean by that? Rob, you're talking crazy today. I know, I'm a very crazy, mad person. And it helps to be a little bit crazy, because this is a crazy world we live in. And to be, there's a quote that says, to be adjusted to an insane world is the measurement of sanity, or whatever it is. You guys know the quote I'm talking about. It's no measurement of sanity to be adjusted to an insane world, I think is if I'm paraphrasing correctly. And it's true. We live in an insane world. Not insane in that everyone's running around crazy, although, there is a lot of that. But insane in that the way we live, the way that society is set up, and I'm not against society, I'm not really against the world, but it's good to know that, I don't know what it's good to know. It's good to know that meditation is a way of transforming the mind, to transform that coal, that lead into gold. It's a process of alchemy. The alchemical process is traditionally known as transmuting lead into gold. The caterpillar into the butterfly, right? So it's time to get in your cocoon and spread those wings. And so meditation is a process of moving your awareness from the senses, the five senses that are physical, into non-physical planes and dimensions, which are perhaps more real than this dimension. Again, what constitutes reality? Well, in my definition, something that is more real lasts longer. Are the mountains more real than the car you drive? Is the sun and moon more real than the clothes we wear? This is a question that you have to answer yourself. You have to find the answers. I can't give you the answers. I will give you questions, because answers are really mean. They mean something, and it's good to take meaning out of the equation. I know this is a lot to take in at the moment, but understand that when you move beyond the senses, you'll find a whole new reality to life. And you'll begin to understand that we have been limiting ourselves in a box, this mental box. This mental box of ideas of how life is, these thoughts that we think, which are based on a language structure, which is based on symbolism. We're constantly filtering the experience of life through filters. So meditation is a process of removing the filters. Some call it a process of peeling the layers, and they equate it to an onion, how an onion has many layers, and you get to the center of the Tootsie Roll pop. How many licks does it take? Who knows? Depends how hard your shell has been created. So we need to crack that shell open. We need to lick that lollipop until we get to the Tootsie Roll center. That sweet nectar, that sweet nugget of life. It's in there. I guarantee you it's in there, because I've tasted it. And we've all had a taste, because it's where we all truly are. Life is an illusion. We see life and it appears to be a certain way. This is called Maya. Maya is an illusion. The way that we perceive life, the way that we see things. It changes constantly. But there's one thing that's not changing. Guess what that is? Well, what's observing life? Now, this is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is a very high form of self-discovery. It's a form of discrimination. Discriminating what's real and what's not real. This was a process of self-discovery popularized by Ramana Maharshi, one of India's great yogis. Jnana Yoga, spelled Jnana, is a process of discrimination. You take the sword of divine wisdom and you cut through the bullshit. And this is why Manjushri holds the sword of divine wisdom, of discriminating wisdom, and slashes through the weeds. We've all grown these weeds in our garden, and we need to weed our garden so that the flowers can grow. Aw, that's such a pretty analogy. See that moon in Aries, folks. It's got me going. It's got me hyped today. Or maybe it was the coffee I had earlier. I don't know. I do recommend having a little bit of coffee before you meditate because it takes an intense focus in order to hold your mind still. Because your mind has tendencies to wander, doesn't it? Have you noticed? And when you sit down to meditate, that's when you notice. So meditation is a process. It's a lifetime process. It's a lifelong process. It's maybe a multi-life process. Who knows how many lifetimes we've had? Do you believe in reincarnation? Well, I'm not here to convince you of it, but what I can tell you is look to nature for answers. Nature is wiser than we are. Nature is wisdom. You know? When you look at the cycles of life, the cycles of the moon, the sun, the stars, the planets, etc., the cycles of rain, the cycles of how plants and trees grow, well, that's given me probably the greatest clue about how life works. You know, you can listen to men, you can listen to women, you can listen to people. You should probably listen to women a little bit more than men, to be honest. They have a better understanding of life, in my opinion, and they understand the innate cycles of life because they're connected to it, you know. So without further ado, I could go on and on and on and on and on, and you know, each day I'll drop a little wisdom at the beginning of the meditation. But we're here to meditate, aren't we, folks? I don't want to hold you up, so let's get to it, shall we? All right. Now, as you know, I'm doing the single pointed mind meditation, which involves concentration on the chakras. This is my technique that I learned from my teacher many, many years ago. Now I've kind of put it together in my own amalgamated style. I call it the 4 steps to stillness, because in meditation, we seek to be still. Because stillness is the opposite of activity, okay? And in order to get past these active thoughts, these active movements of the mind, these tendencies of the body to want to twitch, to want to move, to want to, always go to the senses, these habits we need to break in order to get beyond ourselves. You know, we're the thing in the way, our ego, our tendencies. Karma is tendencies. What do you have a tendency to do? You wake up, you do things. We all have tendencies. Our mind has tendencies. So this is the deeper esoteric purpose of meditation, is to initially get beyond the tendencies of mind. Now, there's many ways to meditate. I've done many different ways. I feel this way is one of the fastest and best ways to overcome our tendencies of mind, which will bring you to the clarity, peace of mind, truth, and experiences that, you've been promised. We all have heard the stories about meditation, right? It's supposed to be good stuff. But why is it that every time I sit down to meditate, I just can't stop my mind from chattering? Well, you need to strengthen your concentration ability. So this is exactly what this technique does. Without further ado, I will be offering the group coaching program for just one more day, folks. I want to keep it open for one more day for any of those stragglers who still haven't gotten on the ball, who still haven't started the 30-day meditation challenge, who still don't know exactly what to do when they sit down to meditate, and that's totally fine. I love helping people. This is why I started the group. This is why I'm now offering the group coaching program, and this is why I sit here and record myself live every single day during the 30-day meditation challenge for you. I don't have to do this. I could sit here and meditate alone and, still get the same benefit, but I want to share the experience with you. I want to help you guys derive the benefits of meditation that I've felt, that I've gotten over the years. And it's a discipline worth investing in. It's worth investing in yourself. So the group meditation program, the group coaching program, is only $30 for the price of a tank of gas. You'll get group coaching from me, learning this technique, learning how I'm doing the technique, using the insight timer to time each of the 4 steps to stillness, and then coaching you all the way through the 30 days. Because I know, guys, I know it's hard to motivate yourself. I know it's difficult to sit down and meditate. Okay? So let's sit down and meditate. Here we go. All right. Without further ado, I've got my insight timer ready to rock, programmed for the 4 steps of stillness. You ready? Done. I love how the insight timer kind of keeps track of your daily meditations. Well, nobody said it was easy. And that's why there are 4 steps to stillness. Because it takes 4 of the steps to finally get to the still point. And the still point might not happen every single day. But the idea is that you are training every day. Practice makes perfect. I had a little cough attack there at the beginning because I swallowed, and that can sometimes happen. But the idea is to recover quickly. The idea is that when your mind becomes distracted, you bring it back to the point of focus quickly. And after doing so many, 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 many times, it's like doing reps. When you want to work out, when you want to build that muscle, when you want to develop that strength, it takes many repetitions. And eventually, you'll be able to hold your mind still for longer and longer periods of time. Now, what we're also doing is something I like to call emotional body building. We have an emotional body. We have a physical body, an emotional body, and a mental body. And when you focus on your chakras, you're bringing awareness and energy into your emotional or your energy body, and it becomes fortified. You're literally infusing that aura, your aura, with energy, awareness, attention, and it becomes stronger. And eventually you have a very strong aura. And someone who's a very adept meditator, you can feel their aura. I was fortunate enough in this life to be a student of an enlightened teacher named Rama, Dr. Frederick Lenz, and his aura was so powerful that it would literally turn the room gold. I know it sounds hard to believe, but this is one of the siddha powers of an enlightened master. The aura becomes very strong. It becomes stronger than the physical body. And the aura is very important for your health, for your immunity, because if we're not clearing the emotional body, then that emotional body can manifest in our physical body as illness. The emotions that we hold, the resentment, the anger, the shame, the jealousy, whatever it might be that you're holding and that's blocking up the energy flow, the chi flow in your energy body, well, those blockages can eventually manifest as disease in the physical body. So it's very important to cleanse and clear this energy body, which is exactly what this meditation will do over time. It will strengthen, develop, fortify, clear, and cleanse this energy body. And that's what the chakras are. They are energy centers. They are doorways to other dimensions. And as we move up the dimensional spectrum, the frequency increases. And you may notice that when you move up to your third eye, that the energies can get quite intense, and it becomes more perhaps difficult to hold your mind still. And so that's when we really need to hunker down and hold that mind still. Eventually you'll be able to feel the chakras with no problem. Once they're cleared, once they're energized, once they're open, it takes very little to no effort to hold the attention at the chakra point, because you'll feel the beautiful energies that are circulating through these chakras. So that's all I've got for you today, folks. Thank you again for joining me. Of course, I'll be doing a midnight meditation. And, for some, it's easier to meditate at night because we've gone through the day, we've awakened, our bodies are awake, the world is gone to sleep, and there's much less noise and there's much less activity in the world. So it's much easier to feel stillness at night. So I encourage you to also try a nighttime meditation. You know, so I'm, of course, challenging myself this 30 days of meditation to meditate twice a day, in the morning or daytime right now with you, and again at night around midnight every night. So I'll be doing a live meditation every night at midnight as well, or around the midnight time frame, because hey, I need to be challenged too. So thank you, folks, and have a great day. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.